Good evening time, good morning time, good afternoon time, whatever the case may be in your part of the world. And yeah, it's evening time here. Oh boy, it's evening time and I'm tired. I'm beat because I'm not gonna say I wasted my day, but I've been working most of the day on this bike that I'm not going to be able to do a top speed test on. After doing all that rewinding, soldering, and configuring my battery compartment out, and after the hassle of trying to fit those batteries in there wired in parallel was even more difficult, because putting them in parallel left the leads on the batteries really short, so that made putting them inside my frame really difficult. Because you know, when they were in series, I had a nice like little train set of wire battery system. They were long, you know, and that way I could put batteries in one at a time and maneuver them around. But by me putting them in parallel and just connecting the positives, and negatives, the negatives, that didn't give me very much room as far as you know, being able to maneuver those batteries around. So it made it like a puzzle to get them things to fit inside. So after I did all of that puzzle piece work and I had charged the bike up, I totally forgot the fact that I am now running a 23S system on a 22S capable controller. And when they say this controller is really smart, by the way. When ASI says 22S is the limit on this controller, make no mistake about it, 22S 92.4 volts is the limit. You ain't going anything over that for sure. As I needed to not fully charge both of my battery systems, you know, to keep a 23S system at a 22S voltage. But I forgot all about that fact, and you know, because I'm rushing and doing so much, I completely fully charged up both systems. So after I, you know, connected the controller and the controller said, no, we're not accepting anything over 92.4 volts, I then had to go back in, dismantle my puzzle, and isolate both systems so I can discharge them. And the only way I can discharge them is to ride on my 20S lithium pack, and as far as my 12 volt LiPo packs, I'm going to have to discharge them another way by you know, setting them up on this headlight system I have to drain those. I need those at let's see, I need my 20S pack at 82.2 volts, and I need my 3S pack at 10.2, and that will give me 92.4. But yeah, anything over that, and this ASI says no go, over voltage, shut it down. So yeah, which is another reason why one should have it. It made me realize that I need a battery discharger. And a battery discharger is good to have for everyone, because there are going to be times where as though you may fully charge your bike and something may happen to negate your ride. You may be getting ready to go on a ride, fully charge your bike, and who knows, something might happen, something might come up where you can't go for your ride, and whatever the case may be, you may not be able to ride for a while, and you don't want to put your battery away fully charged, because you know that's not good for the cells. So you should have some type of discharger, so you can, you know, drop those cell voltages down to a better level so you can store them away. Now, I realize how much I need one of those now, so I don't have to be out here riding this damn battery down. Now, when I was in the ham radio and CB radio, when I used to test transmitters, we had what they call a dummy load. A dummy load was it was like a big paint can that had a huge, I mean huge resistor in it, and it was a 50 ohm load, and you could transmit, because an antenna was 50 ohms for CB radio, you could transmit your RF power into this dummy load and you know, do some testing and all that. At the same time, you wouldn't interfere with people's TVs, yada yada yada. Anyway, dummy load is almost the same thing as a discharge system, whereas though you have to put your battery under load, and that's the only way you can discharge those cells. So you can make yourself a discharge system, but you know, with these big batteries, like I said, you're gonna need a big old resistor. And another thing about that dummy load, it not only was a big resistor in a paint can, but the paint can was full of oil. That was the way that you kept that heat, because the resistor would get hot. You know, when you're burning energy, it's always going to release as heat. So you need, when you're dissipating heat through those resistors, you need, you know, something to cool that resistor down. So that whole paint can was full of oil, and yeah, that whole thing would get hot, man. Sometimes depending on how long you were testing, that oil would be almost boiling. So yeah, that being said, long story short, I need to get me a discharger so I can you know, especially if on this old jacked up system that I'm going to be running under voltage for right now, and I can't fully charge my 20S pack. I'm going to have to monitor that closely. When it gets to 82.2, shut it down. And on my light post, charge them up to 10.2. But yeah, man, I totally forgot. Charged them both up, fully charged, and was at 96 volts. 96 volts is 4 volts over the 92.4, and yeah, thank goodness I didn't do any damage. And that controller, like I said, is smart enough to go into protection. But anyway, that's what it is. You know, I'm not mad or disappointed. I'm sure you guys always want to see something and see me do this thing, but just like wifey just said, and I'm gonna tell you something, my wifey is a very intelligent woman, and she always has a good answer for everything, and she knew I was disappointed, but like she always says, things happen for a reason. And yeah, I believe that happened for a reason. Who knows? You know, maybe if everything would have went a-okay, I might have came out here and did a speed test and had some bad luck. You know, I might have slipped and fell, or I mean, any stupid thing could have happened. So let me just you know, use this experience as divine intervention and say, for whatever reason, you know, I gotta delay my test. And it's quite all right. I got all the time in the world. It ain't no rush. And like I said on my video this morning, it don't seem nobody else is out here trying to do 100 miles an hour test right now. So I don't think I got nothing to worry about. Now, unless somebody trying to beat me to the punch and, you know, put this 100 mile per hour thing on YouTube, and I mean, I welcome that, man. If you got a bike that can do 100 miles per hour right now, be my guest. Absolutely, do the damn thing. I want to see it my damn self. Shit, if I can't make it happen, I don't mind seeing somebody else make it happen. Just know that whatever speed you put up there, I'm coming after it. So it's all good. That just makes it more fun, more interesting. Anyway, guys, that's what it is. Crisscrossing wires. I'ma holler at y'all later. I'm going right around this cold ass fudge. And yeah, I'll get at y'all tomorrow. Peace.